Every year, my family puts on this big show for our annual photo, like we're starring in some glossy magazine spread. It's all coordinated outfits, fake grins, and this unspoken rule that you better not mess it up. My grandpa, Pops, kicked off the tradition way back, but now he just sits in his recliner, watching the chaos with a tired smirk, like he's seen it all before. The whole thing's a production, folks start rolling in around noon, and there's this heavy vibe, like everyone's waiting for someone to screw up. You show up with a wrinkled shirt, and you're catching side eyes all day. It's less about family and more about looking perfect for the social media post that'll get a few hundred likes before everyone forgets it. I pull up to the house in the shirt my mom picked out forest green, because it pops on camera. My older brother, Derek, the family's golden child, gives me this look right away, like I'm already a problem. Derek's always been the star center of every photo, everyone else just props around him. He's got that charm, always knows what to say to keep Dad grinning. Me? I'm Caleb, the guy who never quite fit the mold. I don't play along with the family script, and they don't let me forget it. The backyard's set up like a stage, fake flowers, rented chairs, the works. My Uncle Mike's bickering about where to put the dog so it doesn't ruin the vibe. Mom's flitting around, smiling too hard, like she's trying to convince herself this is fun. Nobody's really talking to me when I walk in, just a couple nods, then they go back to their phones or whatever. My cousins are scrolling, aunts are fussing in the kitchen, and I'm standing there like I crashed someone else's party. I've always been the odd one out, but this time it feels different, like I'm invisible. We finally line up for the shot, and I'm on the edge, as usual. Derek's in the middle, soaking it up. The photographer, a buddy of Dad's who's more enthusiastic than talented, starts barking orders. Then Derek turns to me, loud enough for everyone to hear, and says, "Can we get Caleb out of the frame?" He's throwing off the whole look. It's dead quiet for a second. I chuckle, thinking it's a joke, but he's just staring, stone cold serious. Dad, fiddling with his tie, doesn't even look up, just mutters, "Yeah, pull him out." He doesn't fit the family shot. Nobody says a word. Mom stares at her shoes, Uncle Mike shrugs, even Pops doesn't blink. I'm standing there, waiting for someone to crack, to say it's a prank, but nothing. My face starts burning, and I manage, "You guys for real?" Derek just nods, like I'm a stain on his perfect day, and says, "Yeah, man, can you step out?" Then he grabs my arm, trying to nudge me away. I shake him off, not hard, but enough to make him stumble. He flips out, yelling about how I'm making a scene, and always ruining everything. Dad steps in, voice low, telling me to quit acting like a kid, saying I've never been a team player. That's when I lose it. I don't even know exactly what I said, something like, "You'll wish you didn't do this, and it's coming sooner than you think." I storm out, slam the gate, and don't look back. In my truck, I sit there, scrolling my phone, half expecting someone to call or come after me. Nobody does. Through the window, I see them all laughing, Derek probably cracking some joke at my expense. It's like I was never there. That's how I got kicked out of my own family's photo. It's not new. Derek's always treated me like I'm in the way, and Dad's never hid that he likes Derek better. I was the kid who didn't care about football, who didn't post the right stuff online, who called out the family's fake act. Mom tries to smooth things over, but she never picks a side. I guess I never played their game, so they decided I didn't belong in their picture. I drove off, didn't check my phone, didn't look back. But I'm not letting this slide. They want me gone? Fine. They're about to find out what that really costs. After I stormed out of that family photo fiasco, I figured things might cool off, like maybe someone would call and act like it was all a big misunderstanding. Nope. It's been a week, and it's like I vanished off the face of the earth. My phone's quiet. Nobody's reached out, not even Mom, who usually plays the peacemaker. I got one text from her the next day, just, "Hope you're okay, sweetie," with a little smiley face, like that fixes anything. I shot back, "I'm fine," and that was it. Radio silence since. The family group chat? I'm out of it. No warning. No, Caleb left the chat. Alert, just gone. I only noticed when my cousin Tara sent some dumb meme, and I couldn't see it. Asked her about it, and she just mumbled, "Oh, thought you bailed." Yeah, right? It's not just the chat. I'm getting left out of everything. Uncle Mike's usual barbecue? No invite. Tara's birthday dinner? Didn't hear a peep. Even the random hangouts they'd spam the group about. I'm not on the list. At first, I thought, maybe they're just giving me space. Then I saw Derek's Instagram post from some gallery event downtown. Whole family there, grinning like they're the Brady Bunch. Derek's front and center, Dad's got his arm around him, and nobody bothered to text me. Not even a tag. I scrolled the comments, some family friend asked, "Where's Caleb?" Crickets. Nobody answered. What stings is how fast they moved on, like I was never part of the crew. Ran into my Aunt Linda at the gas station, and she barely nodded, just grabbed her coffee and bolted. Mom's texts are getting shorter, like she's scared someone's looking over her shoulder. I tried calling her once, and she picked up, voice all rushed, saying she was swamped and would call back. She didn't. Tried again, went straight to voicemail. An hour later, she texted, "Sorry, super busy." Message received, loud and clear. This isn't new, not really. Derek's always been the favorite, the one Dad brags about at every cookout. He's the guy who nails the family image, posts the right photos, says the right things, keeps the spotlight on him. I'm the one who never bought into the act, who'd rather call out the hypocrisy than fake a smile for the gram. Dad's all about the family looking perfect to the neighbors, and I've always been the glitch in his plan. Derek? He just likes having someone to shove under the bus when he messes up. I'm used to it, but this time they took it to a whole new level. Here's where it gets interesting, though. My family loves their traditions, the big photo, the annual lake trip, all that jazz. But they love their cash flow even more. See, Pops set up this family fund years ago, not a fortune, but enough for big stuff like vacations or emergencies. Guess who he picked to manage it? Me. Not Derek, not Dad to me. Pops said I was the only one he trusted not to let things get sloppy. I don't get to spend it on myself, but nothing gets approved without my say-so. It's always been a pain, just paperwork and headaches, but now, it's my leverage. A few days after the photo, Dad emails me, all formal, asking to approve funds for their big summer cabin rental. No mention of what went down, just business as usual. Then Derek texts, acting like we're buddies, "Hey, can you sign off on the lake house deposit?" No sorry, no nothing. I didn't reply. Mom called the next day, voice all soft, asking if I could help out just this once. I told her to put it in writing. She went quiet, then hung up. I checked the fund requests, and they're asking for way more than normal, like they think I'm still their pushover. So, I started playing hardball. I emailed Dad back, asked for every receipt, every detail, exactly like Pops told me to do if things got weird. He fired back this long rant about family loyalty and me making waves. I just copied and pasted the fund rules, sent it to everyone. Derek called, pissed, saying I'm being a jerk and screwing over the family. I told him to send it in an email. He hung up. Look, I know this sounds petty, but they drew the line first. All those years of treating me like the spare tire, now they need me, and I'm not rolling over. They want to act like I don't exist? Cool. Let's see how they handle it when I'm the one holding the keys. It's been a couple weeks since I started playing hardball with the family fund, and let me tell you, things are getting spicy. I thought they'd back off after I stonewalled their first few requests, but nah, they're doubling down, acting like I'm the bad guy for following Pop's rules. Derek's been blowing up my phone with texts, all fake nice at first, like, "Hey, man, can we just sort this out for the lake trip?" No apology, no mention of the photo stunt, just straight to what he wants. I keep replying the same way, send the docs. He's not laughing anymore. Dad's emails are getting longer, CCing half the family, preaching about how I'm breaking our bond over petty nonsense. I just fire back with the fund guidelines, word for word, and CC everybody right back. Mom's still sending those short, nervous texts, like she's sneaking them past Dad. I called her once, got a quick, "I'm busy, Caleb, talk later," then nothing. Same old dodge. The family's acting like I'm public enemy number one. I'm out of all the group chats now, and nobody's inviting me to anything. Saw on Tara's Instagram they had a big dinner at Aunt Linda's place, whole crew there, Derek grinning like he's king of the world. Not a word to me. Some cousin I barely know commented, "Missed you, Caleb," and Derek replied with a shrug emoji. Real classy. I ran into Uncle Mike at the hardware store, and he just gave me this awkward nod, like I'm contagious. It's wild how they're all pretending I'm the one who walked away, when they literally pushed me out of their perfect little picture. Here's where it gets good, though. The family funds become my trump card, and they're starting to sweat. Pop set it up so every dime needs my approval, and I'm sticking to the letter of the law. Every request they send, cabin rentals, party supplies, whatever, I tear apart like a tax auditor. Receipts missing? Denied. Dates don't add up? Back to the drawing board. I asked Aunt Linda for a full breakdown of her family reunion budget, which was clearly just a fancy brunch for her and her buddies. She sent me a half-assed list, so I rejected it, copied everyone, and quoted Pop's rule about no frivolous expenses. She called me, voice all shaky, begging me to be reasonable. I told her to resubmit with details. She hung up. Derek tried to pull a fast one, submitting a request for emergency travel funds with zero explanation. I emailed back, CCing the whole family, asking for a full itinerary and proof of urgency. He lost it, called me screaming that I'm tanking the family and making it personal. I just said, follow the rules, man. He slammed the phone down. Dad's girlfriend, Karen, even got involved, texting me about how the family's falling apart without their big summer trip. I told her that's not my problem. She didn't write back. The cracks are showing up everywhere. The lake trip got canceled. Nobody wanted to foot the bill themselves. Tara's engagement party turned into some sad backyard thing with cheap streamers and warm soda. Dad's been whining to his buddies about how I'm holding the family hostage, but I heard from my cousin Joey that some folks are starting to ask why Dad and Derek can't just talk to me like adults. I've been forwarding Pop's rules to anyone who asks, and it's shutting down their sob stories real quick. Even Pops noticed. He called me up, chuckling, and said, "They're in a pickle, ain't they, kid?" I just laughed and said, "Yup." He didn't say much else, but I could tell he's got my back. It's not just about the money, though. It's about them thinking they can treat me like dirt and still get what they want. All those years of Derek acting like I'm his punching bag, Dad treating me like I'm not worth his time, the whole family going along with it. They thought I'd just take it forever. Now they're seeing what happens when I stop playing their game. I'm keeping every email, every text, every request, all organized in a folder. If they try to twist this, I've got proof I'm doing exactly what Pops wanted. Last night, Derek showed up at my place unannounced, banging on the door like he's the cops. I let him in, mostly to see what he'd try. He started with this fake, we're brothers routine, saying I'm hurting everyone by dragging this out. I told him he made it clear I'm not part of his family when he kicked me out of the photo. He got mad, grabbed my coffee mug off the table like he was going to chuck it. I stepped up, told him to get out. He slammed the door so hard it rattled the frame. No apology, just more tantrums. They're running out of moves, and I'm just getting started. They want to play dirty? I'm ready for the next round. It's been a month since I turned the screws on the family fund, and things are unraveling faster than a cheap sweater. The family's in full panic mode, but they're still trying to pin it all on me, like I'm the one who started this mess. Derek's texts have gone from fake friendly to straight up nasty, calling me selfish and saying I'm wrecking the family legacy. I just keep replying, send the paperwork. Dad's emails are now these long, dramatic sermons about trust and unity, CCing everyone like he's running for mayor. I fire back with Pop's rules every time, and it's driving them nuts. Mom stopped texting altogether. Guess she's given up playing middleman. I tried calling her once, just to see if she'd talk, but it went to voicemail. No callback, no text. Figures. The family's social game is slipping, too. Their Instagram posts used to be all polished, everyone smiling like they're in a toothpaste ad. Now, the pics look forced, filters cranked up to hide the tension. I saw a post from Aunt Linda's family barbecue, half the usual crowd, Derek posing like he's still the star, but the comments were brutal. Some old neighbor asked, "Where's Caleb at?" Nobody replied. My cousin Joey told me people are starting to whisper about the family's drama, and Dad's not handling it well. He's been calling up relatives, ranting about how I'm sabotaging their traditions, but Joey said a few folks are quietly siding with me, saying Dad and Derek went too far. The fun's where it's really hitting them. Pops made it so I'm the gatekeeper, and I'm not budging. Every request they send gets picked apart, missing receipts, vague descriptions, anything off, and it's rejected. I made Uncle Mike resubmit his emergency repair request 3 times because he kept fudging the numbers. He called me, yelling about how I'm making his life hell. I told him to follow the rules. Aunt Linda tried to get cute, sending a budget for a family wellness retreat that was obviously just a spa weekend. I sent it back, CCing everyone, with a note about non-essential expenses. She emailed me privately, begging me to work with her. I said, fix the paperwork. She didn't. The fallout's getting messy. The big Summer Lake trip? Dead. Nobody's got the cash to cover it without the fund. Tara's wedding shower got downgraded to a potluck at her mom's house. Think paper plates and store-brand chips. Dad's been telling his golf buddies I'm holding the family ransom, but I heard from Joey that some of them asked why Dad can't just apologize. I've been sending Pop's rules to anyone who asks, and it's starting to sink in that I'm not the one making this hard. They are. Even Pops weighed in. He called me last week, voice all gravelly, and said, "You're doing right, Caleb. They're learning the hard way." That's all he said, but it meant a lot. What's wild is how they're turning on each other now. Joey told me Derek and Aunt Linda got into it over who deserves the fun more, like I'm not even in the equation. Mom and Dad are barely talking. Mom's mad Dad won't fix this, and Dad's too stubborn to try. My cousin Tara tried to play mediator, texting me about how stressed everyone is and how I could ease up for the family's sake. I told her they made their bed when they kicked me out of the photo. She didn't write back. The family's little empire of perfect picnics and matching outfits is crumbling, and they've got nobody to blame but themselves. Last weekend, things almost got ugly. Derek showed up at my place again, no warning, pounding on the door like he's owed something. I let him in, mostly to see how far he'd go. He started with this whole we're family speech, saying I'm punishing everyone over a dumb misunderstanding. I reminded him he told me to get out of the photo, said I didn't belong. He flipped, started yelling, and grabbed my laptop off the counter like he was going to smash it. I got in his face, told him to leave now. He threw the laptop down, not hard enough to break it, but enough to make a point, and stormed out, slamming the door so loud my neighbor texted to check if I was okay. No apology, no nothing. Just Derek being Derek. I'm keeping every email, every text, every rejected request in a folder, locked and loaded. If they try to spin this like I'm the bad guy, I've got the receipts. It's not even about the fund anymore. It's about them thinking they can treat me like garbage and still come crawling when they need me. They wanted me out of their picture, and now they're seeing what that really looks like. I'm not backing down, and they're running out of tricks. Pops always said, you give folks enough rope, they'll hang themselves. Looks like they're tying the knot all on their own. I'm ready for whatever they throw next. The family's unraveling like a bad sitcom, and I'm just sitting here watching it burn. It's been 6 weeks since I started cracking down on the family fund, and they're out of moves. Derek's gone from yelling to begging, sending texts like, can we just talk, man? This is tearing us apart. No apology, just more guilt trips. I keep it short, send the docs. Dad's emails are now straight-up novels, CCing everyone, whining about how I'm destroying our legacy and betraying Pop's trust. I reply with the fund rules, same as always, and it's like pouring gas on a fire. Mom's completely checked out. No calls, no texts, nothing. I tried reaching her one last time, left a voicemail saying I'm still her son, but she didn't call back. Guess she's picked her side. Their social media game's a mess now. The family's posts are sparse, just recycled pics from last year, heavy on the filters to hide the cracks. Aunt Linda tried posting about a cozy family night, but it was just her, Tara, and some takeout pizza. Comments were brutal. Folks asking, where's the rest of the crew? Where's Caleb? Nobody answered. My cousin Joey says the family's getting heat from old friends, people wondering why the big trips and parties stopped. Dad's been dodging questions, blaming me, but Joey says some folks aren't buying it. They're starting to see the family's perfect act for what it is, fake. The funds where they're really hurting. Pops made me the gatekeeper, and I'm not bending. Every request gets dissected, wrong dates, missing receipts, shady math, it's all getting bounced. Uncle Mike's in a budget for a family emergency, but it was just a new grill for his backyard. Denied, CC'd everyone. Aunt Linda tried again with her wellness retreat, but I caught her padding the numbers. Rejected, with a note about Pop's rule on honest accounting. She called me, crying, saying I'm ruining her life. I told her to fix the paperwork. Derek tried a new angle, submitting a request for family counseling funds, but it was so vague I sent it back with a list of questions. He didn't resubmit. The fallout's ugly. The family's annual 4th of July bash? Canceled. Nobody could agree on who'd pay. Tara's wedding plans are on hold. She can't afford the venue without the fund, and Derek's too proud to chip in. Dad's been telling his buddies I'm extorting the family, but Joey says some of them are asking why Dad won't just sit down with me. I've been sharing Pop's rules with anyone who asks, and it's changing the narrative. Even Pop's called me up, voice all raspy, and said, "You're holding the line, kid. They'll figure it out or they won't." That's the closest he's ever come to saying he's proud. The Real kicker came last weekend. Derek and Dad showed up at my place, no heads up, like they're staging an intervention. I let them in, curious to see their play. Dad starts with this big speech about family first, saying I'm hurting everyone by playing games. Derek jumps in, all red-faced, saying I'm making it personal and need to let it go. I cut them off, laid out the photo incident, how they told me I didn't belong, how nobody backed me up. Dad brushes it off, says it was just a moment. Derek tries to laugh, like it's no big deal. I tell them they made it clear I'm not family, so why should I bail them out? Derek loses it, grabs my TV remote like he's gonna throw it. I step up, tell him to get out or I'm calling the cops. Dad pulls him back, and they leave, Derek slamming the door so hard my neighbor bangs on the wall. I've got everything documented, every email, text, rejected request, all in a folder. If they try to paint me as the villain, I'm ready. This isn't about the money anymore. It's about them thinking they can toss me aside and still lean on me when it suits them. They wanted me out of their picture, and now they're stuck with the consequences. Pops always said, you reap what you sow. They're finding that out the hard way, and I'm not done holding the line. Things hit a boiling point, and the family finally tried to call my bluff. A couple months after the fun drama peaked, I got a formal letter, actual paper, not an email, from Dad, Derek, and Aunt Linda, demanding a family meeting to resolve the conflict. They CC'd half the relatives, like they thought a public shaming would make me cave. I laughed, then replied to everyone, happy to meet, but it's at Pop's house with him there, and I'm recording it. They didn't like that, but Pop said, let's do it, so they were stuck. The meeting was set, and I was ready to lay it all out. The day comes, and it's like walking into a funeral. Everyone's there, Dad, Derek, Mom, Aunt Linda, Uncle Mike, Tara, Joey, a few others, nobody making eye contact. Derek's got this pout, like he's the victim. Dad's trying to look calm, but his jaw's tight. Mom's just staring at her hands. Pops is in his recliner, watching like he's at a boxing match. Aunt Linda's whispering to Tara, and Joey's on his phone, probably live-tweeting the mess. They start with this rehearsed speech about healing old wounds and moving forward as a family. I let them talk, then cut in. If we're talking about the fund, we do it by Pop's rules. That's it. I pulled out a folder printouts of every email, every rejected request, every rule Pops wrote. I walked through it all. How Derek and Dad kicked me out of the photo, how nobody said a word, how they've been dodging the fund's rules ever since. Every time Dad tried to interrupt, I pointed to the docs. Derek tried to spin it, saying I'm overreacting to a joke. I played a voicemail he left, ranting about me ruining everything. The room went quiet. Aunt Linda tried to pivot, saying we should focus on the future, but I shut it down, quoting Pop's rule about no approvals without accountability. Then Pop spoke up, voice like gravel. Caleb's doing exactly what I told him. You don't like it, that's your problem. Derek's face went white. Dad tried to argue, saying I'm twisting Pop's intentions, but Pops just shook his head. Joey looked up from his phone and said, y'all told Caleb he's not family. What did you expect? I didn't ask him to say it, he just did. Aunt Linda stormed out, muttering about disrespect. Tara started crying, saying she just wants normal back. Uncle Mike just sat there, looking like he'd rather be anywhere else. The meeting fell apart after that. Dad tried one last speech about family unity, but nobody was listening. Derek slammed his chair back and left, yelling about how I'm dead to him. Mom didn't say a word, just followed Dad out. Joey gave me a nod before he split. Pops patted my shoulder and said, "You held your ground, kid." That was it. The family's little empire of fake smiles and big trips is done, and they've got nobody to blame but themselves. After the meeting, it was like a switch flipped. Nobody called, nobody texted. The group chats went dead. I stopped by Pop's place a few times, just to check in. He'd shake his head at the family's mess and tell me to keep doing what I'm doing. I started hearing from random relatives, some saying I'm right, others begging me to fix it. I just sent them Pop's rules and let them figure it out. The family split into camps now, everyone pointing fingers, nobody taking responsibility. They wanted me out of their picture, and now they're stuck with a frame that's falling apart. I'm not backing down, but I'm starting to wonder what's next for me. It's been a year since that photo disaster, and I'm in a whole new place, mentally, physically, everything. The family's still a mess, but I'm done being their punching bag. After the big meeting at Pop's house, things went quiet for a while. Then the begging started. Mom sent texts, all teary, asking me to talk to Derek and make peace. Dad left voicemails, saying he didn't mean for this to happen. Derek emailed, texted, even showed up at my place once, banging on the door, yelling about how I'm killing the family. I told him to leave, and he did, but not before shouting that I'd regret this. Aunt Linda sent long Facebook messages. Tara tried the "I miss you" angle. Even Uncle Mike left a sloppy voicemail about family sticking together. I didn't reply to any of them. Pops told me they've been hounding him, too, asking how to get Caleb back. He just laughed and said, "You made your bed." The fun's still locked down. I'm running it like Pops wanted, every request by the book, no exceptions. The family stopped sending requests, probably because they know I'll shred them. The big trips, the fancy parties, all that's gone. Tara's wedding happened, but it was small, no fund money involved. Derek's been posting less, and when he does, it's just him, no family. Dad's golf buddies keep asking why the family's fallen off, and he's out of excuses. Joey says the family's rep is shot. People see through the fake smiles now. I don't check their social media anymore. It's not worth my time. Here's the big change, though. I'm done with their game. I moved a couple towns over, got a new place, a fresh start. I'm still managing the fund. Pops made sure nobody can take that from me, but I'm building my own life now. I started a small woodworking business, something I always wanted to try. It's slow, but I'm selling tables, chairs, stuff I make with my hands. Feels good to create something real, not some staged photo for likes. Joey's been by a few times, says he's proud of me. He's the only one I talk to regularly besides Pops. Pops is still kicking, still giving me that sly grin when I visit. He says, "You built your own road, Caleb. Keep walking it." The family's still reaching out, but it's slowing down. Mom sent a letter last month, handwritten, saying she's sorry and wants to start over. I haven't written back. Not because I'm mad, but because I don't need their approval anymore. They spent years treating me like I didn't matter, like I was just there to prop up their image. When they needed me, they expected me to jump. I showed them what happens when you push someone out. They don't come running back. I don't hate them, but I don't need them either. I'm not in their picture anymore, and that's fine. I'm painting my own now. Got a couple buddies from the woodworking shop, a dog I adopted named Rusty, and a life that's mine, not theirs. Pop said something last week that stuck with me. Family's what you make it, not what you're stuck with. He's right. I'm making my own family, people who don't make me feel like an outsider. The next time the family tries their annual photo, they'll have to figure it out without me. I'm betting it won't look half as perfect as they want. Me? I'm good. For the first time in forever, I'm really good.